Good morning, dear children. Now we are starting the chapter The Mughal Empire, fourth chapter of history. And children, we all know India is a large country and ruling a large territory like Indian subcontinent. It was not very easy for any of the ruler because in India there were people of different cultures and languages and different regions lived together. So in the Middle Ages, quite in contrast to the predecessors, that means the next rulers, the Mughals have created an empire and they have even made it possible to rule Indian kingdoms only in a short period of time. From the later half of the 16th century, now the Mughal kingdom got expanded and their kingdom expanded from Agra and Delhi, and even in the 17th century, almost complete subcontinent of India was under their rule. And now, children, they have adopted new ideas in the administration and their rule lasted for a longer time, and they have given a legacy, a tradition, a political legacy to the next rulers who ruled India, and they could not ignore the legacy given by the Mughal rulers. And today, the Prime Minister of India, where he addresses the nation on the Independence Day, and from the ramparts of the Red Fort of Delhi, it was a residence of the Mughal Empire. So that means it also got constructed by the Mughals. Now, children, as you could see, who were the Mughals? Even we discussed about in the online class. The Mughals, they were the followers, or they were from the families of two clans, two families of the rulers. And as we all know, Babur was the first ruler who came India and established Mughal rule in India in the year 1526 when he defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. So it was said Babur, from his mother's side, he was the descendant of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, who died in the year 1227. Children, he was a tribal man and he was so strong, so courageous, so capable, and he created a large empire. Genghis Khan, who could have captured Central Asia and China, was completely under him. And then it was said that he was a Mongol ruler, and today where the Mongolia is, it is just named after these Mongols only, and they ruled over the parts of China and Central Asia. From the father's side, they were the successors of Timur, who died in 1404. He was the ruler of Iran, Iraq, and modern day Turkey. So, children, it was said the Mughals do not wanted to be called as Mughals or Mongols because Genghis Khan, he was the man who massacred, who killed a large number of people without any cause. And it was also linked with the Uzbeks, their Mongol competitors. On the other hand, Mughals, they wanted to be called the people of, and they wanted to have a proud and felt proud to be called them by from the Timurid ancestry or from the Timurid family, because the Timur, he was a great ruler and they just wanted to be called from the great ancestors. And even the Timurid had captured Delhi in the year 1398. And finally, children, as you could see, the picture shown in figure number 2, which shows the Timur is sitting in the center and rest of the family members are sitting next to him. So, children, and we read about military campaigns of the Mughals. Babur, he was the first emperor who ruled India from 1526 to 1530 and established Mughal dynasty in India. And he succeeded to the throne of Fargana in the year 1494, but when he was in the rule of Fargana, he was only 12 years old. So finally, he was forced to leave his throne, and because of the attacks by another Mughal group that was from Uzbeks. After years from roaming from one place to another, he captured Kabul in 1504. When he was in Kabul, he heard lot about India and he wanted to come to India. At the same time, some of the Ibrahim Lodi's ministers called him to India and they called him to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. In 1506, he defeated the Sultan of Delhi, the last Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, at the Battle of Panipat and captured Delhi and Agra. So, children, as you could see that Mughals were Mughal rule was started by Babur. And thank you, children. Have a nice day.